I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I am a 6th-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists. And as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have a tag video for you. This is a brand new tag created by Shelley Swearingen, and it is the Worth Every Page, the Big Book tag. So the idea is to talk about 3 or more, if you want, books that you have read that are 800 pages or more and that you think are worth every page. So I had made a video last year, I think. Time really just kind of isn't a thing anymore. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Of the 5 longest books I had read and the 5 longest books that I had on my physical TBR. So I have made an effort to pick books that were not on the read list in that video. However, there is one that was on the TBR that has been since read. So let's jump in. So the first book that I want to talk about is one that I have talked about fairly frequently on here. And I honestly, all 3 of these are. I've talked about these before. But, oh, and by the way, we're going shortest to longest, you know, however short an 800 plus page book can technically be. So yes, this is one I have talked about before because it is my favorite book by George Eliot. And this is Daniel Deronda, her final finished novel. My copy comes in at $848 pages with the notes, which count because I look at them, especially with this one. There was a lot of stuff I needed to reference in this one. This is kind of a dual story of the title character, Daniel Deronda, as well as a young woman named Gwendolyn Harleth. And God, it's beautiful. So Gwendolyn's story is dealing with marriage and the issues of what happens when you marry somebody who you don't love. Daniel's story is about finding out your heritage and also learning a lot about Judaism. This is just such a brilliant book. It's so great. I absolutely adore it. There are some pacing issues, as there often are with George Eliot books. However, I truly think this is a masterpiece. I think this is better than Middlemarch. And I do really like Middlemarch. But yeah, I think this is better than Middlemarch. So, I don't know. Your mileage may vary, but I found this completely worth the read. Even at a time when I didn't really think I liked George Eliot that much. Because when I first picked this up, I had mixed experience with her. But I immediately knew that this was going to be absolutely worth it. And it is. It is. I can't recommend it enough. The next book is actually the one that was on the TBR in the last video, but I have now read it. I read this year for March of the Mammoths. It is Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens, which is also Dickens' last finished book. Interesting. Anyway, this comes in my edition with notes at 884 pages. This is a complicated story. I actually have a whole spoiler-free review video if you want to go look at that. But basically, this story revolves around a fortune made in dust or garbage, and who is supposed to inherit that fortune when the man who has it dies, and then his heir is pulled out of the river dead. We follow so many characters in this. It is very sprawling, but they're all connected somehow through this fortune. I thought this was amazing. It might be my favorite Dickens novel. I have to reread David Copperfield to find out whether that's true. Although, I mean, I also have several Dickens books that I haven't read yet that I should also read before finding out if that's true. But this and David Copperfield are the two Dickens books that I have given 5 stars to. So those are the two in the running. It's just so good. There are so many great characters in here. Jenny Wren is the best. Oh my God, I love her. Bradley Headstone is terrifying. Another great character. Oh, like horrible person, but great character. Yeah, so yeah, worth it. Absolutely worth the length, completely. And then one that if you have been around, you have heard me talk about ad nauseum because it was my favorite book of 2024. And this is a work of nonfiction. Red Comet, The Short Life and Blazing Art of Sylvia Plath by Heather Clark. This comes in with notes and index and everything at 1,118 pages. Now with books like this, I look at the notes not so much, but even without the notes, this is still (937 pages. So very long. This is obviously a biography of Sylvia Plath. It is exquisite. Like, mwah, beautiful, perfection. This took me several months to read, but it was so worth it because it, oh my God, it is so good. Like, I want to reread it, like now. Honestly, when I finished it, I was kind of like, I want to reread this right now, but I have a lot of other books to read, so I shouldn't, but I want to. I don't know. Not this year, I don't think, but my hand is getting very tired holding this. It is extremely heavy. Like, that wasn't a good example. Do you hear that thud? My cat is looking at me like, what the frig are you doing, lady? Sorry, baby. So yeah, this probably is one of my favorite books ever now. I don't know. I think I have to reread it to really say that. It's definitely one of my favorite works of nonfiction ever. But I think it could get into the top 10 books ever. And it was just so marvelous. If you want a biography of Sylvia Plath and you're really into Sylvia Plath, like into her enough to read a 1,000-page biography, then I highly recommend this. If you're not so interested in Sylvia Plath, you probably wouldn't find it as worth it. But although even if you just are somebody that likes biography, maybe, because it is just a really well done biography. I'm gonna put it down now because it's really heavy. So those are 3 mammoth books that I have read and thought were worth every page. Thank you so much to Shelley for tagging me in this. I am going to tag 4 people who I think were not tagged in Shelley's video. I tried to go through the list, but she tagged a lot of people. First up is Steph Morgan. Hi, Pippin. So Steph Morgan, Kelly from Books I'm Not Reading, Miriam from Miriam Elizabeth Reads, and Brindis from Brindis, Daughter of Gunnar. So I would love to hear about 3 books that are mammoths that you have read that you think are worth every page. And I would also love to hear from you down in the comments which ones you think are worth every page, because I love looking for a new mammoth to read. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.